Welcome back to our YouTube channel where we dive into inspiring topics that motivate and empower the young individuals. Today, I have a captivating discussion for all of you concerning finding purpose and passion and how to align them with your future goals. Joining us today is an incredible guest, Miss Mumina Salam. She is an expert in personal development and she's passionate about helping young individuals uncover their true passion. Mumina Salam is a product manager and business development expert, building Alliance Centennial Group, a trillion-dollar conglomerate that buys distressed companies in the energy industry with the goal of reducing and reversing the harm we are doing to the planet and the life in it. She is a third-year student of electronics engineering at Lagos State University. She has pioneered many activities in her university and sits on the teams of several student-led organizations. She also writes a newsletter called Momina's Journal, where she documents and shares her progress in life on a weekly basis. During her free time, she enjoys reading business and personal development books and listening to podcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, dear viewers of Get Motivated with Aisha, kindly join me as I welcome Miss Mumina Salam to today's episode. Welcome, Momina.
Hi,
How
thank
are you
you.
doing today?
I'm fine. Happy to be on the show.
Oh, thank you very much. It's a pleasure having you. So let's go right into today's topic.
Okay.
So what will you say is like the first step for someone who is trying to find their passion and purpose? What would you say is the first step?
I think the first step in finding your passion or purpose in quotes would be just to try things, right? I think the problem, or maybe a thing that everybody generally tries to do, is to try to figure it out first and then do something. But it's the way that it has worked for me because I tried both. Like I tried sitting down and just thinking about what I'm passionate about and then going to do that thing. But I think it's a process of uncovering stuff. So you first try things, say, okay, this is not it. You try the next thing, you say, this is not it. So you just try something, like pick something up, try it, and see if you somehow gravitate towards it. I don't think there's one purpose for everybody. It's like, okay, this is just what I like doing and what I'm good at. Sometimes it's just you will know innately what it is that you are supposed to be doing at a particular point in time. So, for example, 3 years ago now, it's not the same thing that I was doing then that I'm doing now, and I cannot say I was passionate about the same thing then as I am now. When I was in secondary school, I was incredibly passionate about cake. Yes, it sounds funny. But I was very passionate about baking. Like I used to bake. I was one that would bake school cake, bake cake for my friend. I was in love with baking to the point that I said it would be my career. Like I'd already planned it out the future. My wife for my roots, baker. It was now when my mom was taking me to the counselor, like we had to go to the counselor to like basically figure out your career path, and she saw I put baker in my work form. And then she's like, having bola kilo TV. I said, ma, mistake me. Yeah, I wanted to write something else. I just like one line. That's why I changed it. But I was very passionate about baking at that time. So it was from there, something else. So it's just a process of trying and figuring things out and seeing what you're good at. And also being consistent with something to the point where you can say, oh, this is not it. So before you jump to the next one. So just try, if I want to make it actionable, I'll say pick something up. It might not be what you're passionate about, and don't be scared that this is what you do forever. Just pick it up, try it for 3 months, try it for 3 months, see if you have like a natural gravitation towards it in your free time. Do you just naturally search on things like that on the internet? Do you just tell people about it randomly, like you talk about it, you think about it, you search about it? If not, move on to the next thing. Sometimes this passion thing self is just overblown. Like it's not really that deep sometimes. Like, do what you are very good at and do what you like. Don't overthink it. Sometimes it's not about passion. Just do what you like in the moment and be consistent with something.
Okay. So you're saying that passion is maybe like overblown.
Yeah. It's like a
Okay.
buzzword.
Okay. So for someone who has, let's say, identify it or our own passion.
Okay.
How would you say, like, what step would you say they should take to aligning that passion to their future goals?
Okay, I think goals are important. It's good as you mentioned having goals. Because if you don't have goals, like you don't have an aiming point, you don't have any destination. So you will just be aimlessly moving about, feeling like you are doing work, but the work is not adding up to anything.
Anything, yeah.
So just set a definite goal for yourself. Like, okay, in the next couple of years or in the next few months or in any period of time, this is what I'm going to have gotten done.
Okay.
And then this is to set that goal now. Say somebody knows what their passion is. I'll just use the example of someone like Vika Tivu. So I have a personal branding coach, and what he's basically helping me do is to streamline my vision and say, okay, this is what I want for my life long term. So anything I'm doing, as I'm thinking, I'm saying, is it aligning with that goal? So just try to write the mission statements for yourself. Like, it doesn't have to be what you stick to for the rest of your life, but it's like saying, I am passionate about helping people. Whether you help people through business, you help people through non what do you call those things? Non NGOs, yes, NGOs, you help people through whatever it is, but it's helping people. So the specific of how you do it is not really as relevant, but you just know where you are going. You know who you.
Yeah.
The second step from that will now be to pick a definite long-term goal. So it's like, okay, I know I like helping people. This is what I want to do in my life. Everything I'm going to be doing in life is going to be tailored towards helping people. Next step from that is, let me pick a solid path for myself. I don't know anything. Like, you don't really know how life is going to turn out, but you can just at least give yourself a road so that you're not distracted every day. So, okay, yes. I'll give myself a path to work towards. And you say, okay, this is going to be the goal I'm focusing on for the next few whatever. So you can say, if it is I like helping people, okay, I am going to join this non-governmental organization and be the head of the organization in order to help people. So set that as a goal for yourself. Then you now break it down into, this is what I need to do in the next 1 year. This is what I need to do in the next 6 months. This is what I need to do in the next 3 months. Until you break it down into what you need to do every now.
Day.
Yes, what you need to do today. And then you track your progress. Know what you want to do. Set a specific goal. Make sure it is brought into today. And track your progress so you are not fooling yourself. Oh yes, I did it yesterday. And then next 3 days I didn't do anything, but at least I did something today again. And you'll be lying to yourself. Because the one thing we all don't have is time. And that's the only thing we have, and we don't have time.
Yes,
so if you waste your time, you will never get it back.
It's gone.
So it's just trying to have that sense of urgency that I don't have time, and let me not waste my time because I think I'm young. Because this is the same way people that are old now thought they were young.
Yes.
And the time just passed them by and nothing to show for it.
Even we too, when we were in secondary school, and now
it just flies like that.
Exactly, that's true.
So it's just trying to prioritize what you feel is important, and then making sure you put in the work to do it, and you don't just get carried away with the fact that you have a clear vision.
Okay, thank you very much. That mindset is very nice. So now, for some people, there are external pressures, societal expectations, fear of failure. What would you tell those people? Like, how would you advise them to overcome these obstacles and stay motivated in their journey?
One true thing that I know across everybody is that everybody has insecurities. So everybody has limiting beliefs. It's just how you manage it. There are people that you think, like you see in society, and you think this person has everything figured out. I've talked to some people that I thought they had everything figured out, and then when we're in the course of conversation, they're like, oh, I also struggle with this thing. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. But it's just how they deal with it. Yeah. So having a very strong why, to the point that you know that no matter what fear comes up, you have to overcome, because you have something that you're working towards that you cannot not get in your mind. Like, I have to get this thing no matter what. No matter the fear, no matter the obstacle. I might be slow, but I will not stop.
Yes, I just have to get
So yeah, it's just having a strong why first. And knowing, maybe when you know that everybody is dealing with it, you don't feel like it's only you. So if you realize that, oh, this is a problem that everybody goes through, it's like breathing at a point. So it's like, okay, I can deal with it.
Just calm down.
And then trying to have mental frameworks to deal with it. For example, now, so if some people have something like self-sabotage now, it's just going back and asking yourself, see, I wrote it here, why not me? Like, if it is that you're looking at it from everybody's angle, like, oh, why is it that Steve Jobs should be able to do what he's doing and not seeing, like,
Me.
did God make him different? No.
No.
Is it special in one different way? No.
No.
Same brain that you have, I have, everybody has. But some people just believe in themselves more.
More.
So why can't I believe in myself? There's nothing holding you back except your mind. If we want to boil it down to specific, skill is trainable. Efficiency is trainable. Everything else is trainable except belief. But that belief is not the cocoa that differentiates everybody. Talents, skill, those things can be made up for once you believe in yourself and you can see it in your mind. But what you cannot see in your mind, there is no way in this world that is going to happen for you. I've seen people that are super talented, like, you are supposed to be doing more than what you are doing, but they are not, because they are always scared. They are always holding themselves back. Everybody is afraid. You just have to push yourself past that fear.
Fear.
And I'm sure when you've seen like some things that you do it, you're like, oh, is it that really what I was scared of that time?
Wow.
Like, you do it consistently.
Exactly.
See, the fear just disappears. So the fear is just your brain telling you that you don't know how to do it. And accept the fact that you don't know. It's true, don't fight it. You actually don't know how to do it. If not, you'll not be scared of doing it. Just say, okay, yes, I know I'm a newbie in this thing. I really don't know how to do it, but I'm going to learn. I can learn, I am sure of that. So just giving yourself the space and the freedom to be able to fail. Be comfortable failing because it is going to happen. It is inevitable that you fail. When you're not a failure because you failed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fail until you succeed. It's just the process, and just being comfortable with the fact that you will not get it right the first time, probably the second time, even the third time. But eventually you get it right because of repetition. So just knowing that you should not beat yourself up because you're not good at something, and just thinking of it in terms of, if it's all of us, why not me having the chance to do? Why can't I put in the work? I know I can work, right? I know I can like do the task.
Yes.
So why should I hold myself back and feel like, oh, God gave this person special allowance to do this thing, and me, God said, sit down here. Yeah, I meant for small things. No, God gave everybody space.
the opportunity.
What you decide to do with the opportunity, the natural things that God has given you.
Yeah.
So just let yourself believe in what is possible for you. Dream very big, feel very big, and keep failing very big until you succeed.
So that is to tell you that setback is not failure. It is just a path to success. So my next question is, for some people, they are unsure of what their passions are. Just like said, they keep trying. So they are unsure of what advice will you give to this set of people that are unsure, or they don't know what is the next step to take when it comes to discovering passion and purpose?
I think, first of all, don't be so fixated on finding your passion in life. Just putting consistent work into something. Some people develop passion for stuff. So just decide that, okay, I know the most important thing is discipline, consistency over time. Passion will come to you from whatever it is that you're working on. It is innate. Some people, everybody is born with something that they are good at, or they naturally gravitate towards. In the course of working, you will find out what it is. But if you don't work on anything, you can never find out what that thing is. So put in the work into something. Dedicate yourself to something. Try it, learn it, figure out how it works. Move around, try different things. Get to see what you are good at, what you not try. I started from design. I moved to front end development. Then I moved to product management, and I saw that, oh, this is what I really love. And it's something that I've loved since I was small, but I did not understand what it was. But in the process of working, I naturally figured that out. Then I was like, oh, product management ties into business development, and that's what I love doing since when I was small. And that's just what I'm focusing on. And I can say I have discovered my passion, quote unquote. But it took me 5 years to figure out passion. And if I sat down for 5 years and was just trying to like think about it in my head, I'll sit down and meditate. What's my passion? What's my passion? I'll not have discovered it. So it just takes the process of doing some things, just work on things, and then to naturally come to you. Don't bother about it. It will come to you. Because people just get scared that they will never figure out their reason in life. When you work on things, it will come to you. Step one, do the work on something. Like, do actual work on it. Don't say, oh, well, it's not my passion, so I will not do it. Just work on something. Commit yourself. when you see that, okay, this thing actually
It's not my
is
thing.
not in line with my spirit in any way, try doing the next thing. But don't not put effort into it, like to the point where you just do it half-heartedly,
Yes.
and then
Do it
do it
wholeheartedly.
fully. And then I would say that in order to should I say discover your passion, was that the question?
Yes.
Discover your passion, that you should develop habits. I think that's the most important thing. So when you develop, say, a habit of every day I wake up, I do work on something for, because doing the work, consistency is the most important part, and habits is what will help you be consistent.
Yes.
So if you say, okay, I'm going to have habits to do this, to do work, I wake up, I exercise, I do something like this, and it's going to just build the discipline in you to be able to stick to things. Because it's, how do I explain it? It's one thing to know what you need to do, it's another thing to do the work. There are two different things. The only thing that will help you do the work is having routines and systems in place. So I'll say, if you are trying to understand your passion, pick something to work on and then learn about systems, how to set up your life in a way that you can repeatedly do work on that thing. So pick something to work on, develop routines around your life that make doing that thing predictable and consistent, and then just keep doing it. And then if you see it doesn't work for you, move on to the next thing, but be consistent with whatever it is that you're doing. I think that is very important.
Okay, so the last question is, do you have like a final tip or advice for people who are on the journey to, let's say, discover the passion, or they discovered it already, they want to align it with their future goals?
Discipline is sustainable. You cannot be motivated to, for example, now, if you say, today I feel like going to school, today I don't feel like, you don't need motivation, because your GP is going to tell you at the end of the semester
It's just
that that motivation you are playing, it is rough play. But having discipline, so it is now that system that I was talking about, like, okay, just have the systems in place to do the work, whether you want to or you don't want to. For example, now, say I exercise, whether I feel like exercise or not, I just, when I wanted to start, I removed the mindset in my head of, the day I feel like doing this thing, I'll do it. I said, every day I'm going to wake up and do this thing, end of story. And just remove the stress of thinking about whether I want to do it or not. I just get up and I do it because I've said I will do it. And so another mindset, should I call it framework, you can use is having the mindset of mastery. So if you say, I'm going to master this thing, you do not need, the only thing you need to do to master something is to repeat it consistently over a very long period of time. Say now somebody says they want to master business and they pick a specific skill in business, like say cold calling or networking or business finance or something. They'll pick a skill and then they will figure out the input work they need to do to master that skill. Say every day I have to do this one thing, whether you like it or you don't like it. If you say my thing is to be the best at this thing, I'm going to master it, you will do the work, because it's not about doing it very well one day and for 1 week you're not doing anything. So it's just mastery, as in deciding that I'm going to be very good at this thing, sticking to it, discipline. So I think, to recap everything I said now, if you want to figure out your passion, quote unquote, pick something to work on, develop routines around that thing so you can be consistent. Change the mindset from I want to blow, or I want to get the outcome, to I'm going to understand the process and I'm going to fall in love with the process. And then be consistent with that thing. Consistency is so underrated. It's honestly the difference between everybody. Some people are not that good at it, but over time they build the reps into it. It's just reps. If you want to grow muscle, you will not just go to the gym one day and you lift like weight 1,000 times and think, yes, this muscle will grow tomorrow and forever. You have to do it. You have to do it consistently over long periods of time to see the results. So don't get demotivated because you will not see the results in the beginning. And the beginning is the hardest part. But once it gets easy, also don't stop because you've seen small results.
Yes.
Think of it as, I am on a journey, a long road, and the road is the destination for me.